Warning. The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 21, The Tortoise and the Heir. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the bloody Rizzolo.
Great to be here, finally.
Yeah, thanks, welcome back. Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
Greetings, everybody. May your hearts be as black as my coffee.
And Elliot as Reese Giltleaf, the Heartseeker.
Reese hasn't kissed anyone in a while. I think that needs to change.
It has been a hot second. As always, I'm Lumbee Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra had opened the sarcophagus of Jetrietti I, the masked pharaoh. With cappuccino pumping through her veins, Khan leapt into battle in a blur.
I forgot about that!
Yeah, it was amazing. And you rolled a 50 on your initiative. It was insane.
It was so good.
Yeah. So she leapt into battle in a blur. Zavid slashed his massive ghoulish claws at the undead prophet, but his new size threw him off balance. During the fray, Jetrietti's council teleported into the combat to try and stop his release back into the world. Reese and his sister Adelina put the hammer down on the pharaohs as Jetrietti turned into sand and attempted to merge with his soul cage. Zavid gave chase up a narrow pipe and rended the masked pharaoh's soul in twain with necromantic magic. With the threat of Jetrietti's return abated, the Council of Mummy Lords guarding his tomb finally found rest. Inside the pyramid's apex lie the ritual canopic jars of Assyrian, as well as a large, flawless axiatite crystal, or jewel, pure crystallized law. Having erased every last trace of the existence of Jetrietti I, Lux Et Umbra made their way back to the surface, where waited the Windseeker and their newest friends. It was a bit of a short session last week, so it was a bit of a short recap this week. So, coming back, before we get back to Lux Et Umbra, we come back into the infinite floating void, out and the massive parchment paper in front of you, where lie cards the size of basketball courts with pictures and names of gods. Many you've flipped over, many have yet to be done, but before you is the majestic, massive visage of Baba Yaga, flowers in her hair. Welcome back, players. How was your week?
It was a week, definitely.
Yeah, it was alright, all things considered.
Oh, we missed you, Eldritch.
I missed you too! Oh, that's sweet of you.
How sweet. Come forward, Shane.
I volunteer as tribute.
We knew it was gonna be you. Like, come on, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm highly curious to see what you picked today.
we're going to Abadar.
Ooh.
Here's my rationale for this. No one wants to choose Abadar.
No.
It's the god of like cities and law, and his symbol is literally a key with a city inside the ring of it. And so like I feel Abadar has never been our enemy and deserves a little bit of recognition. I would love to see what he has in store for us.
Out of character, this is... Lumbee Bronzearm is the champion of Abadar. He is her god, he's her boy. Lumbee, for anyone out there watching who doesn't know, was a PC of mine. And so the fact that you're giving a little love to Abadar, I like that a lot. And you specifically, Shane, are going to be very pleased.
Ooh.
Abadar, hey? The master of the first vaults. Intriguing. Perhaps a little boring, but let us see. With her massive hand, she reaches down, flips over the card, and let me share this with you as well. A massive key with a picture of the city on it. And she flips it, and it says, "Artisans craft, invent, create, from mighty halls to armored plate. Catch a glimpse within the vault, great success your allies' fault." The player is offered a glimpse into the first vault. You may choose to critically succeed at one crafting check as long as both aid checks are critical successes. So I imagine you could use this on either your golem or your staff. If you have two people aiding you and they get a 30 on their crafting check, you can choose to see within the golden vault. The first vault, excuse me, to critically succeed on your crafting check.
I'm glad I chose this. This is really good for me.
Yeah, this would be
Yeah.
really bad for Reese.
Yeah, it would've
Reese
been
is
terrible.
like, yeah, let's go pick this. I'm like, can I
Reese
pick-
never would have picked Abadar. Let's be
No,
real.
he wouldn't. It's not.
Well,
sexy
actually, you
enough.
technically. It's not. I'm not playing as Zavid right now.
It's true. That's Shane that
That
picked
is
it.
true.
Yeah.
But
I guess Elliot, it would be up to you if you
Yeah,
wanted
I
to pick
probably
Abadar.
would be like, eh.
I have dropped the Abadar, the Master of the First Vault card, into your inventory there, Shane.
Thank
So, yeah, again, that would be great for your golem or your staff. Up to you how you use it. But just be mindful that you need people who are good at crafting.
Well, I got 2 right here.
That's right.
That's true.
I looked at the math, and I think with a guidance, I think Khan needs to roll a 4, and Reese needs to roll like a 6 or something.
Oh,
Crafting. Yeah, Khan needs to roll a 3 with guidance. So
I would probably just use guidance on Reese since Khan I think is a master.
Yeah, I just am trained in everything. So it's just like, well, I'll be of help, but not the best help.
right.
I would do your aid check first. As long as you got the critical success, I would look at Khan and be like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, no, I got a plus 21 in crafting, so
So there's a really
a
good
9.
chance.
yeah.
A 9, but with an 8 with guidance, that's not terrible. And with a hero point, the chances are pretty decent. So
That's
good,
significant.
it was a good card for you to pick.
Hell yeah.
Very well. Excellent choice.
I have a question for you, Baba Yaga, before we go.
Oh, what is it?
Where are your organs?
They're up here near the flowers in the chest.
Okay.
I don't
Sorry,
think
I
I
had to
wanted
ask.
to know that.
Very well. Enjoy. Ta for now. Okay, so need to load up this map. Where we come in today proper is upon the Windseeker landed on the ground outside of the ruins of the pyramid of the masked pharaoh, Jetrieti I. All of you are really rather injured as that fight took it a bit out of you. Adelina got the crap kicked out of her. Khan, you're hurt. Reese, you also
I've
got the
never
crap
been
kicked
this
out of you.
weak.
And Zavid, you're pretty bloody as well, yeah. Khan, you're doing okay, but you still took 70 points of damage.
Yeah, I've had better days.
Did anybody like some broken glass?
I got 88 wounds. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
I walk onto the ship and just coughing blood.
Anyanka comes up to you and says, "Oh, you look like shite there. Did you take? It looks like you take quite a biting down there. What happened?"
Who's she
Yeah, she's
specifically?
talking to you because you were coughing up
Oh.
blood.
Oh
Didn't
yeah. Internal lacerations and hemorrhaging clearly. It'll be fine. I just need to we need to settle down for a rest before we get good and lost.
Oh, I think a good rest would do all of you good.
I have
How much
never...
of that blood is yours? She points to all the blood in your fur.
Is that something you want to know?
You're covered in blood and sand and then like one mummy's bandage that's
Yeah.
like draped over here.
I tuck it behind my ear, the mummy's bandage, like it's a strand of hair.
Yeah.
Tie it like a forehead.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Reese is
A
just
karate
like
kid.
looking at all of them. I've never been this injured in front of all of you, and I feel very vulnerable right now.
I'm going to walk over and do an Undeath's Blessing, and I'm going to heal you.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to do it without saying anything. So, we're at 14, so that'd be plus 70 to my 70 10s.
Wow.
So
112.
That?
you get that back, and
Cool.
I'm going to be like, you look fine to me. You don't look injured at all.
Oh my gosh! Good, thank you. You're too kind.
You're too harsh on yourself, Reese.
Yeah, a little bit. And
Reese-
also, I'm not to mention, Reese is almost full health from that. Almost.
Yeah, you have 11 wounds.
11 wounds left.
Roll a d6, Elliot, publicly.
Okay.
But it also gives a little credence to like you saying, "Oh, I feel so. I've never been this injured." Anyone who then looks after I heal you will see like scrapes and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, "You're not that injured."
Yeah, that's exactly why I was having Reese roll.
Okay.
Because with Undeath's Blessing, it leaves scars, but Reese, you get one sexy scar across the eye, and then an X across the other cheek, and then there's one that goes down the bicep, but the scar is actually right where the muscle definition is, so it looks like the muscle's deeper. So it's like 4 anime scars that you get as you get patched up from this.
You made him hotter. You're amazing. Thank you.
I try my best. All right, now to do the same for your sister. Time to make you hotter. Undeath's Blessing, and I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, no, I missed one. So, oh wait, never mind. I rolled 8 accidentally on the other one.
Oh.
So it's actually 108 for the sister, but you can subtract 1. I rolled a 1 in there, or
Sure.
5, whatever you feel.
12.
Is
I'll just take the 1. That's fine. So 108. Jeez,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
that's for Adelina.
Yeah, we
She's
know who
40.
can heal up Reese really well.
Those are the strangest heals I've ever felt, but my wounds have never been better. I think you got my shoulder back in the place too.
And Adelina, actually, her art already has a scar across her face from when you resurrected her.
Yeah. Listen, scars build a character. There's nothing wrong with it. Very good, very good. And I don't have any more Undeath's Blessings, but I guess I would just wait 10 minutes to refocus.
Sure.
Get a focus
That's
point back,
fine.
and then do the same for Khan.
Okay.
Khan, you're gonna gain...
I think just your bonus will put her to full without even any dice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
She had 70 wounds, so...
And unfortunately, because you have fur, any scars left are not visible, so you just look normal at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
no.
even shoots off the dried blood. You overhealed her by 34.
I gotta double check how many harms I have left. I think I might have used them all, but if I didn't, I'll do one more on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're the only one that's pretty hurt at this point.
It accidentally dry shampooed all of Khan's fur.
Wow, you look very glossy today.
I do, don't I?
Very nice, very nice. No, like for the audience, Reese's max health is 202. He's at 190 right now.
Yeah.
So like Reese is like the twink, but he's actually the tank of the group.
He is kind
The
of...
twank?
He's
the
the
twank
twank.
of the group?
He's the twink of the group. Like that's one of the reasons why he knew
True.
that he had Gurkha in his hands when he romanced her,
That's
because
funny.
he does not look like he could like take some like
No, he's stronger than he looks.
Amazing.
So I'm out of harms.
You're out of harms? Okay.
So I'm going to rest the old-fashioned way.
You could soothe.
Wait,
I
doesn't
think you know that, right?
You're right, I do have soothe.
Anyanka
Forgot about that.
can't Anyanka heal?
Anyanka's a wizard, though. I don't think
Oh,
I know.
actually, I'm a winter witch, not a wizard. But
Ah.
let me check with my familiar, the Hoffren, to see if I have anything that can help.
I think I'm...
I don't think so, though.
Oh, and I haven't even... This is actually a little more powerful than I thought.
No, I don't have any necromancy or healing. I'm sorry, Zafid.
No worries. It's not... I need to pull up Soothe. I actually have to just look at the spell.
It's on your character sheet. think I put it for every level. Under your actions tab.
Oh,
think.
it's in the program. Okay.
That should be... Maybe I'm wrong.
It might be. I'm already locked into looking it
Oh,
up
you didn't.
manually.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's not there
I
anyway.
do 10 plus 4. Got it. Okay, so that's 28 now. Plus,
That's a
so
lot.
70, 10 plus 28 for Soothe.
Great, great.
So not as powerful, but still pretty good.
Is that just like taking a long breath?
This, I don't have to do the caveat of doing the Undeath's Blessing, which makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to gain 69
Nice.
health.
I fixed it. That
Funny
puts you
number.
That puts you to 19 wounds. So all of you are pretty decent. You're all within...
Yeah.
Well, Adelina's still a little hurt, but the rest will be fine for her.
I'm now tapped out of heals. If you want somebody to heal you, don't go to me.
Okay. But
All right.
It's gonna be fun.
If you want, we can get up in the air, and then all of us you can get to sleep, and then me and Anyanka can take turns with the watch.
Yeah, maybe by the time we wake up, Zavid will feel a little bit better too, and you guys will be buddies again.
Yeah, I ignore him. I was like,
Mhm.
if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. I just,
Yep. Yeah, because you failed your thing.
yeah, I just go find a room and I'm gonna go sleep.
Great. So we can you can close out of that map. I have a different one.
One of these days, we're going to get into ship combat and use those cannons. Mark my words.
Oh, it'll happen eventually, I'm sure.
We're gonna do a broadside on Rovagug.
Yes. Actually, I don't need. I can get rid of a couple of these. Sweet, that'll make Fantasy Grounds run a little bit better. So morning comes and starts to peek in through the windows of the Windseeker. Let me give you all a full rest. Let's see. Overnight rest. There you go. That should fix all of your spell slots and reset all of your stuff. And the Windseeker has taken off into the air and has mostly been hovering throughout the night. In the morning, the sun peeks in through the side windows. That's Shane, are you there?
I am. Sorry.
Okay, yeah,
Blow my
you're good.
nose.
I remember before morning there was something I needed to do specifically with you.
Okay.
That's right. So, has that map loaded for everyone?
It has for me.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to put you in the bottom quarter.
Bottom.
There we go. Bottom quarters. So you can kind of pick a bed wherever you want, Zavid.
I think I would put my guy
There you
there
go.
last time.
Perfect. All right. So before morning, you're trying to unwind from the long day's adventure deep in the pyramid. For sake of this, let's say there's a wall between you and Khan. You're not sharing a room. There's two separate rooms. Just it makes things.
Or like we'll just pretend there's like another room here or something.
Yeah,
that's not the pantry, the galley, or
not the
whatever.
pantry. It's a separate room. You each have your own rooms. The ship is quite large. So you and Connor are sharing a room, but you're trying to unwind after this long day. You're thinking things through because of all the revelations you've had in the last few hours. It's been quite a lore nuke, as you remember. And you're sitting quietly, poring over your maps. A familiar chill runs up your spine. The hairs on your arms and neck stand at attention. Your sight no longer fails you, as you have grown strong. In fact, everything around you seems brighter than it was. Painfully bright, slowly growing more so. Give me a perception check, please.
In the tower?
It can be public. This one's fine. You realize that every shadow in the room has pulled away from its source and has pooled together within your shadow, making it impossibly black. Everything around you looks flat, and your sudden lack of depth perception momentarily disorients you. I have a picture to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, and this is going to be a little immersion breaking because it's a picture of actual Earth, and it's a picture of a parking lot, but this will give you a really good idea of what I'm talking about. When the sun, there's a city in Hawaii where when the sun is directly overhead on the summer solstice, all shadows go away, and everything looks like a PlayStation 1 game. So everything in your room looks like this. There are no shadows except for your shadow, which seems impossibly black. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as your eyes begin to burn from the brightness of the room around you, your shadow begins to move. It walks across the wall as though it were pacing, turns its head to you, and opening wide with a toothy, distended grin. The resonant voice of Cabriri fills your ears.
My Umbromancer, you have grown strong. Your eyes have begun to witness my traces upon your world. Your faith and service are unquestioned, your loyalty sublime. And for that, you are to be rewarded. I have heard your plight. Your queen is out of your reach, and you worry for her. I care only for the safety of the key within her blood, and as such shall grant you the power to contact her. Weave your faith in me with the orcish belief magic you have learned. Augment your psychic message to ride upon light shadow within the great shadow plane. It will reach her ear.
I will silently activate Mork's condescending and try to contact Danny.
Let me have her roll a wisdom save. I should have had her character sheet at the ready. Let me open that up really fast. Not add. Import.
The reason I haven't said anything is I have the suspicion that Cabreri would not be in his best interest for our enemies to listen in on this call or hijack it or something. So I'm trusting him to VPN this to her so that I don't know, Urgatho or somebody isn't just going to be like, huh? Who's contacting the people we want to find?
So where is she? There she is. Fantastic. So she needs to make a will save. Do you want to invoke her true name? You know it.
I will invoke her true name.
Okay, so she gets a -2 on her save, but she gets a +5 because of the circumstances. So it really works out to a +3 total. And what is your DC? Your will DC?
33.
Your spell DC? 33. Okay. She rolled a natural 2 for a 28. I'm linking it there, right there. Look at that.
All
Even
right.
with a +3, she got a 28, so she failed. So your sending goes through. You manage to scry. The way it's working is essentially Cabreri's taking your connection and weaving it through the shadow plane as a detour. So you're mixing scrying and sending at the same time. Scrying gives the target a will save, whereas sending doesn't. So you kind of scryed to her through the shadow plane, and now that you have a connection, your sending can go through.
Cabreri is just like, I'm in.
He's like Tank in the Matrix.
Yeah.
He's learning. He's fighting Morpheus.
God, that scene. Just bursting through the door. Neil's fighting Morpheus.
Zavid is fighting Cabreri. Hello?
Danny, can you hear me?
Zavid?
Yes.
Hi, how are you doing? What is going on? Oh my Shalin.
All right, calm down. I'm fine. Are you okay?
Oh, we're doing great. Eritul and grandmother and I are...
You are on another world, I know. I had to use some of my god's magic to get a secure line out to you from Galarian.
How do you know where we are?
Because we tried to contact you and you were gone, and by process of elimination, we realized that you were on, what was it, Corellon?
Castrovel the Green.
We think you're on Castrovel the Green. Are we correct in that assumption?
You're so smart, Zavid. Yes, that's where we had to go.
So, I'm guessing there's a bunch of elves there or something, and you're like...
Well, there was. I've seen a lot of ruins. We're currently in, well, it looks like an empty castle. Grandmother says there's some book she needs to get here that she left here a long time ago.
Okay. Does she understand? Do you know what her role is in all this? Are you aware of who she is?
She's the queen of the elves in Kyonin. I don't know why she has that elf gate that she called it that gets us all the way out here, but she's a powerful wizard.
She's more than just the queen. She's actually very old and traveled forwards through time to protect you and your family. She is she's charged with the protection of your bloodline. And was basically the one who was responsible for your mother propagating your family, essentially. This is on the authority of someone who lived at that time and knows the
knows her by her old. I don't remember some of the proper nouns here. Like, what was her
Right.
name?
The Queen Talandia.
Yeah, like
That
what
was-
was she called?
She
Like,
was
that?
the high archmage, the archmage of Nethys, high archmage of Nethys.
Thank you. She's the
god
archmage.
of magic.
She's the archmage of Nethys from like 28,000 years ago. Like, very old. She didn't just sit around that whole time. She traveled forward through time. I think, right?
Mhm.
That's correct. To
They sent her to the end of the Osirian calendar, like how the Mayan calendar just had an end point because that's how the math worked. The Osirian calendar was the same; it had an end point, and that was as far forward as they could send the key into Landia.
she can be trusted, but she doesn't necessarily know all of the changes that have taken place in the last however many years. She might need help acclimating to this time so she can make the best decisions. Make sure she's aware of all of who our enemies are and have been, and also some of the new factions that might want to, I don't know, abduct you or your family and use their blood. They need all of each of their blood, right?
All four, yes.
They need each of your blood, not just one. They already have your tiefling brother's blood. That's done. His blood has been out there. He doesn't need to be protected. You, and possibly your other brother, Mayandar, need to be protected. But Mayandar's also just been, he's been exposed as well. We're going to look for your
Yeah, he
sister
has.
now. You don't hear this.
Yeah, you're not there, but
You're
that's
not
good.
here right now.
If Reese was literally hearing,
Yeah,
be like, you
yeah.
said Mythanar wrong.
Mythanar, excuse me.
You say that in your sleep. You make the dirty joke in your sleep. Reese.
Mythanar. And Eredrul?
Eredril, it's the brother.
Eredril. Eredril and Mythanar. Sorry. These are elven
Eredrul and
names.
Mynar.
Yeah, I went a little overboard on the
Myandar, yeah,
Elvish
is what I
names.
said. Elvish, I don't think I know Elvish. My character, that's his excuse. Sorry, it's hard to get these right. You and your sister might be the best bet, but if not your sister, if she's also had, if she's been exposed to the enemy and they've gotten her blood, it's on you, Danny. You cannot let them get your blood.
I understand. We haven't seen any enemies while we're here. Grandmother's been teaching me a lot. I've learned some wicked spells that are... you'd be so impressed, Avid. But
Sure would.
we've been safe. Demirius has been keeping me safe from the weird creatures on this planet. But
How's he doing?
he doesn't like that this planet is always cloudy. The sun doesn't really shine. He's sadder than usual.
Boo-hoo. I mean, that's so sad. That's so sad.
You failed your thing. You would be.
The
in
sun
bad mood
doesn't
about it.
shine. Yeah, that's such a bummer to live your life without the sun. And then, okay, glad to know he's healthy and is doing his job. He is going to be really important. You need it. He doesn't leave your side, right?
No,
Good, good.
Yeah, always next to me.
Okay. Let me tell you what's going on with us. Khan is learning witch magic and has the patronage of Lao Shu Po, the rat god.
Oh wow!
Yeah, pretty crazy. She's already learning spells like way more advanced than what I had like a few months ago. Very quick.
She's so smart.
Yeah, we learned not to give her coffee. That's not the good idea.
I think I could have told you that.
Reese has, I think, taken on 2 more partners since you left. I think.
No, he had. Wait, when
No,
Danny
no.
left,
You were with Mythanar.
I was with
when Danny left.
Mythanar. I haven't taken any new partners.
Oh, no.
No.
Reese has been clamoring to find a new partner since you left. I don't think that's hearsay. I'm pretty sure that's true. But our big thing is we've done some things in Osirian. We've made some progress, and right now we are going to search for your sister in earnest, or rather, we're going to try to get lost so we can stumble upon her location. We'll be done in Osirian hopefully in a week or 2, but that is our update. Just make sure you get off that planet back on Golarian somewhere safe, and don't let anyone know where you're going.
definitely you can trust your grandma if she's even related to you. She's doing a job that's been charged to her. If you do get the sense that maybe she's not telling you everything, because again, I don't know what all the specifics were for her job back then. Maybe have Demirius try to suss out the truth with some zone of truthing or whatever. Like have him try to pry some answers from her. If you think it's suspicious. Otherwise, you might have to just rely on her.
Yeah, I mean, the things you said are news to me. She hasn't told me that she came from the past or anything, but I did notice that her eyes don't look like mine or Aerodril's or anything else.
She doesn't have the blood. So here's how it works, by the way. It's not just the magical blood stuff. It's like instructions, like a key that has been split to 4 pieces and put into your actual, like, biology, which is why your blood is important. It has given you this eye color and hair color that you wouldn't normally have because of your this sort of key that's in your blood. So, yeah,
that's wild.
If you were somehow to remove it, I think your eyes and hair would change.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. There's a code in our blood?
Yeah, don't say it too loudly though. You're on a rune planet, it's fine, but don't talk about it. This is so very top secret stuff. Anyway, my collect call is running out. I've got to go.
Okay, be safe, Zavid. Bye. Tell Khan hi. Tell Reese hi.
Will do. Bye. And I release the spell and kind of just stare at my shadow with the grinning teeth.
And it's sitting there. And it says,
"You may attempt this further in the future."
Are there any conditions that must be met in order to use this?
Just your continued loyalty.
And I have
Understood.
2 other quotes, but my voice is already starting to go, and I've got the rest of the session. So I'm going to cut the Cabriri voice and just kind of read these in a more scary voice, but not quite his voice. So as you're kind of you're having a conversation with him, which is kind of new. Normally, it's very one-sided. He says things to you. Maybe you can say a sentence or ask a question, but he's really like sitting with you in a room. You're looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen anything before. You've only ever heard his voice. So it's much more personal than it's ever been. And he begins to tell you, "My spies have brought to my attention a weakness in our enemy's defenses. The dread Cabal has begun to make moves in silence. The pallid princess Urgathoa has left her palace, though to where I do not know. She sits upon a throne of crystallized souls within the blood-wrought necropolis deep in the realm of Abaddon. From here, she exudes her will over her minions. In her absence, Urgathoa has left her shadow. Her lieutenants do not know. The other gods do not know. But I know that she does not sit upon her throne. If her shadow can be slain, Urgathoa will be greatly weakened. This will aid in my usurpation of her domain."
This is good news for us then. I will finish my work here in Osirian and make haste to her throne in Abaddon. Is this, how long has she been missing? Do we know when she's expected to return?
Several weeks at best.
Then we will make haste. I must find the city of ghouls, as you know, and this will be... I might confer with our old clergy, then.
This would be wise.
Would you... I've been curious about my position with them. I ran away and betrayed them, and yet you chose me as your umbromancer. Do you still view them as your faithful, or are they heretics?
The ghouls of Nemret Noctoria are heretics. They have fallen from my teachings. They embraced the trade of slaves more than the consumption of flesh.
Perhaps they need a nudge back into the right positioning.
His smile goes wider in his face like the Cheshire Cat. Do as you please.
When you are done, in the far north of the world lies the mordant spire, the crystallized soul of the dead god Akavna. In her attempt to reach Pharasma's boneyard, her soul formed into a sort of hallway between realms. From here, Abaddon, and in turn, Bloodrot Necropolis, can be reached. Go, my Umbromancer. Gird yourself and your allies. Travel to the steaming sea and slay the shadow of Urgathoa. And the shadow bleeds out, and the shadows return to the items within your room once more. The light goes back to normal, and the smile fades from the face of your shadow.
All right. Perfect timing. I gotta get going now.
Great. Okay, perfect timing. Have a wonderful time at your barbecue. Let's take a short intermission because OBS is going to freak out as soon as you click off.
Absolutely.
So send us to intermission real quick. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Hope you'll
Sounds
all
good.
join us.
Bye.
See you there.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Welcome back. We are back from our little intermission. We had a technical issue on my end. My power went out for a second, so that took a little longer than we'd anticipated. But Shane has gone. We knew that going into it, but we're going to continue for just a little while. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you'll stay for the rest. Where we are coming in is within the deepest parts of the Windseeker, the airship that belongs to the adventuring party of Reese's sister, Adelina Giltleaf. It's been high up in the air, floating above the sands of Assyrian for the evening, because it's much safer in the sky than it is down on the ground. You don't have to worry about purple worms or sand raiders, bandits, things of that nature. So you're able to get a nice long rest in your sleep. And come morning, the sun starts to peek in through the door, the little portholes in your room, Con, and you're awoken first. And I need you to roll me a will save because it is a new day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
DC 33, I believe. Let me double check.
DC 33.
You're level 14. No, 32.
Okay. Hey, Fantasy Grounds? Hey, Fantasy Grounds?
Is it trying?
Fantasy Grounds?
It want to work?
Is it lagging out?
It's lagging out. I may need you to roll for me.
Okay, let's see what I can do. Will save. You got a 28, which is a failure.
You know it.
All right, so Con, you wake up this morning and just once again thoughts are swirling through your mind. You're thinking about the spells you saw Zavid cast, and you're still thinking back to all the notes in all of your different books. Just these ideas are swirling in your mind, and it's really hard to focus on things. And once again, you are under the effect of Seeker's blindness. So let me give that to you.
Honestly, for a failure, that's not the worst failure to have.
Yeah.
Like,
Han just has unmedicated rodent ADHD. That's all.
That's really exactly
it
what
really
it
is true, and I love it. It might be biased.
For anyone who doesn't know, what just happened to Khan is the short version is the overarching plot of this story is Disney's Hercules with extra steps. The planets are coming into alignment and bad things are happening. Specifically, since Khan uses arcane magic, she is under the effect of I don't remember the planet off the top of my
Seeker's
head.
blindness.
Yeah, Seeker's blindness, which is essentially the wizard problem. It's when wizards lock themselves into towers, they invent magic spells, new types of sorcerer bloodlines just prop up. But the downside is that they become really focused. So when Khan failed this will save just now, she is now taking a -2 knowledge checks and things of that nature. I'm going to roll for Zavid because it's also a new day for him. He rolls a 37. Zavid is fine today. So Zavid can get along with Gunnar. Great. But Reese, you don't have anything you need to roll for.
Nope.
And you wake up probably a little bit later. So let's start with Khan. Is there anything specific you do in the mornings before you all try to go and get yourselves nice and lost?
I think that since she's in this state of kind of flip-flopping between different topics, fully engrossed in whatever comes to mind. I think she's trying another stab at the trying to understand the mole mech. Like in her heart of hearts, she knows she doesn't understand, but in her mind, she wants to so badly.
Yes, I have that. This is a fun graphic that I made ages ago. Oh, I forgot that I used AI art on that. That's fine. It's really, really old. It's like an old fur coat. It's okay. I didn't know any better when I made it. But you're looking back at these blueprints that were originally made by Artifacts Glasswick Finibus of the Cogito Machinist. But you have scoured this book and erased his name and replaced it with your own.
Mm-hmm.
Every trace of this is essentially it's like you're honoring Lao Shu Po with this text. This is almost a holy text in her eyes, because one of her tenets is to take credit for things that you did not do. And so this mole mech is just, this math is driving you crazy. And these designs, they're so outlandish, the geometry doesn't even seem real. Give me a crafting check in the tower.
All right. Well, fantasy grounds, let me.
Oh, right. Will it? Good lord. I'll roll it for you again. Try maybe closing out of Fantasy Grounds and coming back in. If it's still giving you this much trouble. Let's see. Crafting. You got a 32 on that. So, not really enough to get much else out of this.
Yeah, mostly just going in circles mentally.
Essentially, yeah. You're looking at this math, and like it starts in one place and ends at another, but then it almost like it repeats itself, and you're not quite enough to grasp it on that.
Yeah.
But you're making progress. You almost have these committed to memory. They don't mean anything. You have these symbols, this math, these arcane runes floating around in your brain, driving you mad.
In that case, I'll go out and find Reese and Zavid and everyone and see what they're up to.
So you go up to the...
Her hands start twitching when she thinks about having another cappuccino.
I'm gonna move the tiger out of the way. You come up to the powder storage area. I'm just moving Zavid out. Give me a perception... Oh, right, I'll roll for you. Perception check, I guess. Here we are. Yeah, as you're here, do you see yourself at least?
No.
No.
I told it to close a few layers, and it's...
I see. Okay.
I will take your word on it.
So
I'd
you
completely
you come to
log
the...
out of Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, I
and
would
go
say
back
completely
in.
log
Yeah.
out of Fantasy Grounds and come back in.
All right.
I'll tell you what you see. As you're coming through the powder storage area, there's casks and casks of black powder for the cannons in this room, and lots of extra wooden crates for dry storage as well. But you start to hear a bunch of squeaking coming from a large crate. And as you walk by, your devil rats come out from their hiding place and they greet you with a salute. Squeak, 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 squeaking.
Squeak, squeaky, squeak, squeak.
Yeah, so they all salute you for the morning.
I'll shake some of their little hands and go on my way. They haven't been getting into any food, have they?
Not that you could see. At least you haven't heard anything from the Windseekers complaining about the rats. But they've been doing their best to hide.
The rats haven't eaten any passengers, have they?
Not yet. But getting to the top deck eventually, you can see that Gunnar is already at the helm. Anyanka is down at the southern end with a bunch of maps out in front of her, and Adelina is up in the rigging, working on getting the sails set up for the day.
Good morning, good morning. Are there, any preparations that you would need my expertise for before we set out?
Good morning there, Khan. Don't think quite so much. Do you know where we're gonna be going to drop you off? I know you need to get lost, but where do you start?
Probably somewhere without distinguishing landmarks. Somewhere, I assume, as, nondescript as possible.
Oh, hey, that seems like a good idea. Somewhere in the middle of the glazing sheets, perhaps. Just endless flat
No,
sand.
I didn't deal that.
Oh! I mean, not there.
I'm just gonna make her roll a deception check for that, because she's terrible at them. Anyanka is not good at that. Oh, good, a 15. Yeah, she's bad at covering for herself.
It's make it to the point where, we have to wear blindfolds, and you might spin us around a couple of times, so that we don't even know which way is north.
That's actually not a bad idea. And if we drop you off at noon, you won't know which direction the sun is pointing at.
Exactly.
I'll share this map with you, and I'm sad Shane isn't here because I added a "Here There Be Monsters" on the map for him. Since he's always drawing a serpent. I put Godzilla up there.
Aww, cute.
And then I also put a little of the Windseeker token over near the Word Assyrian Desert, just to kind of show you where you are roughly.
Ooh, that's smart.
Yeah.
God, DM has a big brain.
I've been doing a lot of mapping the last while you were down there in that ruin, so I can get you pretty much anywhere with this map of the vids.
Hmm.
And while Khan and Anyankar and Gunnar are having this conversation, Reese, you would be waking up around about this time.
Probably. Rolls out of bed. Oh. Okay. Okay, be okay. He just like groggily just like walks up to the top deck. Hey guys.
Hey!
Good morning,
Who's finally
sleepyhead.
up?
Yep. Yeah, no. I'm here. I had a funny dream, like Zavid couldn't say like any of our names right. And like it was really, really funny. And then like I made some form of like innuendo about Mythanar and it just went like over his head again. It was really good.
Zavid doesn't really catch the double entendres. He has enough trouble with single entendres.
You hear Adelina yell from the rigging.
You're not wrong. I can't blame him, you know. He looks over to Zavid. Buddy, you've been through a lot. It's just still fun fucking with you.
I've heard of this from books.
Like the ones you gave me, got it.
But Zavid is there as well, and he looks well rested. But you see that there's a particularly bright shade of yellow to his eyes today.
You and Gunnar on good terms this morning? Or do I have to, like, separate you two?
Me and my good buddy Zavid, they're always on good terms. And Gunnar walks over and slaps him on the back, and Zavid is able to manage a smile and a thumbs up, but it's pained.
Okay.
Instead of killing Gunnar, he's able to manage it.
Fine.
That's plot class, you know?
Yeah, no, I'll take that. Awesome, good day to get lost. Can we eat
Great.
first?
Of course, there's always something to eat on the Windseeker. Let's see here, and he opens up a crate, and there's plenty of dry rations, things that they collected from those goblins that you met at Zifun Ra. So there's dried apples, there's coffee that could be prepared.
Yeah, they want some coffee.
Okay.
Oh, I'll make some cappuccinos for everyone then. It seems everyone liked that. It's
Cappuccinos!
a recipe from back home.
I might need to write that one down. Con, are you sure you could handle that? Yesterday, you went a little buzzy.
What did I do that was weird? What did I do that was out of the ordinary?
You say as you're writing on two chalkboards simultaneously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just walk over and just be like, please make her steak.
Decaf? Like a cow with no child? I don't
Yes,
understand the
basically.
concept.
As she's making a French press, like looking, she's clearly lying. Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna make you roll. She's lying.
Oh, I know. I think Reese could tell at this point. And he just like rummages around, grabs the bag of decaffeinated beans. I barely handled yesterday with her and Zavid being grumpy. At least Zavid's not grumpy.
She takes the bag and drops 3 beans into the ground mix.
Okay, that's fair.
She comes back a few minutes later, Con, with a cappuccino each. Big, well, for you it's like a bowl almost, with the steaming foamed milk up top, and it smells just as good as it did yesterday.
Khan's nose is twitching, and it would be very adorable if she weren't like a mad scientist.
I do love a good rat nose twitch.
Mhm.
It's cute.
Absolutely.
This looks delicious. She like blows on it a bit to cool it down.
And you get the milk mustache on the end of your snout.
Yeah.
It's almost curled even.
Yeah.
I love that.
So while you're doing this, Gunnar is over at the helm, the wheel, and he's just kind of turning in random directions. You can feel the ship listing as he's just kind of going and left here and there, not really paying much attention to anything. And on Yonka, when you've all kind of started paying more attention to your cappuccinos than her, she takes a coin, flips it over onto the map, and then just says, "All right, let's go then." And walks over to Gunnar, and she starts talking to him in lowered voice, in kind of hushed tones, and pointing, that kind of thing, so that you all don't really know where they're going.
Yeah. Just to be safe, I'll cover up my big ears.
Earmuffs.
Instinctively, Gunnar goes, "Oh, you didn't mean me this time."
Gunnar, my beloved.
He's one of my favorites.
Sweet.
Okay, let's see
Like,
here.
legitimately, we had a whole episode with him because Shane was just like, I need more Gunnar. Like, this needs more Gunnar. We're gonna go with him today.
Mm-hmm. So, my. All right. So they begin to take off full sail ahead. As you maybe go back down into the ship. Several hours pass. Is there anything specific you two would like to do while you're in the air before you land somewhere?
I don't think so, really.
Yeah. Do we have a plan for what we're doing after we get lost?
Well, I'm assuming we could probably use the sending to get picked up, wherever the hell that they put us. So that I think will help. After that, no, I have not thought that far.
Well, we need to find that turtle.
Yeah, no, that is true. We need to find a turtle. But we should just, go get ourselves a little bit lost, just find a turtle, and then we can figure out what to do next after that.
Got it. It's a little bit of an impromptu situation.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like not knowing where we're going.
I don't like RPing for Zavid too much, but yeah.
Alright, getting lost is a specialty of mine. We'll be fine.
Fine. We'll be fine.
After a couple of hours pass, you spend the time just talking, maybe playing games, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you
Uno.
Oh my god.
One card left, please. What are you going to do?
Oh, hold on. And Reese just whips out, Uno reverse! What are you going to do?
after a few hours, you do hear eventually Gunnar yelling down, We're heading back down. Everybody just hold on. We're gonna be landing shortly."
You got it, buddy.
Yep, we're good.
So, eventually he does set down, and I should have had this part prepared. Oh, Wind Seeker. There it is. A little smaller. Perfect. Alright, so you do eventually feel the Wind Seeker set down on hard ground. And you come up to the top deck of the ship. And you can see that you are somewhere. You're surrounded by sand. There's a dune here, a dune there. Not a sign of a tree or a plant anywhere. Just an endless sea of sand. Well, we're here. We found a good spot to start off.
Yeah, good, and I don't know where we are, so yep, that's actually perfect.
Yeah, I guess we can just hang out here for a little bit.
That sounds good. Do you need us to go with you?
I mean, if there maybe
I thought that. What? Because I thought that you had to be kind of desperate to get lost, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
having more of us, like, making it easier to find where you're going, which makes it more difficult to get lost? This logic train is hurting my brain. Or my skull, I guess. I don't have a brain no more.
The way I see it, the more the merrier. However, to find a place we cannot be merry at all. So, as few people as we can.
Yeah,
Hey,
if
that makes
there's
sense to me.
anybody that we would bring, it'd probably be my sister, because I say this with the most love, but you're as empty-headed as me.
That's true. I think we make about one brain together.
We do. But that's my only thing, but we can just have the three of us go, it's fine.
That's probably unfortunately for the best. Are any of you hurt?
No.
He kind of looks you
Not
over.
anymore.
Now I'm looking at you. No, none of you have any wounds. You're good.
All we
Well-
request is a snack bag for the trip and a little extra meat for Zavid, and I think we'll be good.
Zavid has plenty of meat in the box of colding. Actually.
Oh, he does. Okay, never mind.
It's weird meat, but he's got it. Oh, I guess he
Gross.
has regular meat as well. That's right.
Okay, yep, no, all we need are like some snacks for the road, and I think we'll be good.
All right then. Well, good luck. Just have Zavid do that spell thing, and we'll come a-flying.
We'll do.
You be careful nowadays. I just got my baby brother back. I can't lose you again.
Look, if I get killed by a giant turtle, I'd be impressed.
I'll try and bring you back, if it does. But don't
Totally
get into
fair.
a fight with a giant tortoise.
Make no
Colin,
promises.
Colin, you take care of my little brother. You're a frightening danger. I wouldn't go up against you in a battle any day. So I trust you to take care of him.
Reese is just gonna be like, okay, bye! And like leaps off the deck. Like, I'm not gonna cry, you're gonna cry.
Hilarious.
Also, is there a map that's loading in?
Oh, did it not?
Because that's a
I just-
black
there,
screen.
Sorry.
Okay.
My mistake. I had disabled lighting. Do you see it now?
Yep.
That is totally my bad.
You're good.
So you get dropped off here in the desert sands, and the Windseeker does eventually lift off and leave you here. It's around about noon. The sun is high in the sky, so you really cannot discern which way is north without magic or a compass, which I don't believe any of you have a compass or the proper spell no direction.
Nope.
So that works to your advantage. So basically at this point, I need you to, plus I know what Zavid is going to do, he planned before he left, to figure out how you get lost. It's quite easy to be like, I track the turtle by looking for its footprints. You know, that's easy. You need to do the opposite, however you do that.
We should go into that shadow realm thingy.
That is exactly Zavid's plan. So, first things first, I'll just do that now. Zavid does, his eyes go black, and he summons up shadows. And all of you, plus your rats, if you bring them, or what have you, your cat.
I'll leave the rats on the
You
ship.
leave the rats? Can you bring in the cat, I assume?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the three of you and your saber-toothed, sully-blooded genie cat all merge together into the shadow realm, and you're able to walk. I think it's something like an hour in the real world for every 10 minutes you spend in the shadow world, something like that. So
Something like that.
you can move really far in a short amount of time. So if anyone gets sick from this filter, let me know and I'll turn it off. But everything gets wiggly and shadowy as you begin to see just like the negative imprint of everything from the material realm as you enter into the shadow plane. And Zavid says, "Well, let's go."
Yeah. I definitely don't know where I am here, so this is perfect.
Okay. So what do the two of you can discuss together? How do you get lost?
Maybe like I said on the ship, we like spin around, maybe get a bit dizzy, and then pick a direction. and then just kind of go for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
One of you...
Or
Or
we can all get on the back of the tiger and we can have the tiger just run in a random direction. Just have it go noom, have the zoomies.
You could do both.
Yes, let's do both.
Okay. Since Khan's idea was to spin around, I want you to roll me a d8, but re-roll on 8s.
Me
Okay.
or
Just Khan. And publicly. Roll a d8, but if it's an 8, re-roll.
ooh, the leg.
Oh, is it still lagging? Okay, then I guess Reese roll a d8.
Yeah,
And
damn,
re-roll
I
it.
want to participate. Come
I
on,
know, this
laptop.
sucks. I'm sorry.
It's alright. It's no one's fault but my laptop.
Ah,
1.
1. Okay. So you spin around several times, and when you open your eyes again, take off the blindfolds, you're dizzy and disoriented because the wind is kind of blowing, so the sands are constantly shifting. And after a minute or so of spinning in place, you can see that things are different and you're not sure how. So then, Reese, you wanted to get on the tiger and have it just sort of pick a direction?
Yeah, we're all gonna get on the tiger and it's gonna just take us somewhere.
Okay.
The
It is
zoomies out.
going... Yep. So with all of you on its back, you give it a little bit of cappuccino as well, get the catnip blood flowing, and it takes off in a direction this way. So now, what I want is some survival checks, but you want to roll low. So, whoever is at... I guess let's say it's Reese, because it's your cat. Yeah, this is when having that high survival check is going to not come in handy. So, if you have any ways to handicap yourself, I will let you do so. But I'm telling you now, I'm gonna need a survival check from you. And you want low. This is golf.
Right. Let me see. Let me think. Oof, that's dangerous. I think that if I were to handicap myself, I'd... Do we still have, like, the blindfolds and stuff?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just put the blindfold on, and, like, everybody, okay, we're gonna follow my direction. I can't see, and I think that's the smart thing, because otherwise I know where we're probably going.
I'll call that a disadvantage.
Yep.
Con, if you have any ideas as to, again, how to handicap Reese in this situation? Anti-guidance, essentially. How do you give anti-guidance?
Info dumping about the advanced mathematics that are currently swirling around in Khan's head.
Okay.
Oh, God, that'll make him go
I
blank.
want you to roll a public crafting, and as an aid check, but Reese, you can take it as a minus. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. So
Okay.
roll your crafting there, Con.
You mean you'll roll
Oh, yes,
crafting?
I'll roll it. That's
Yes.
right. I keep forgetting. I will do so.
You're A-okay. You are A-okay.
Crafting. You rolled a 38, so that is a critical. So take a -2 at disadvantage, Reese,
Awesome.
on survival.
-2, and let's roll.
Publicly. And remember, you have hero points. Not terrible. A little higher than you'd like.
But it's at
but...
disadvantage, though, so I have to
Oh,
roll
it's a
again.
disadvantage. That's right. You have to roll again. That's
Yeah.
right.
Alright.
Whoop.
Damn,
That
okay.
is lower.
That is lower. Well, you forgot the -2, but it's it's a
-2.
30.
Yeah.
It's a 32, so you got lower.
Okay.
Would you? I'll let you know that is the DC I was hoping for. If you want to try for a hero point to maybe get lower, you can try.
Oh,
it.
yeah, absolutely. I have 3. Why not?
Okay.
Alright.
So remember the -2.
And, -2. Come on, I'm really good at rolling bad. This is my time.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Oh shit! I've been rolling society.
Oh, wait. That is your society and your...
Nope, my survival's at 18.
Oh shit, hold
I'm
up.
dyslexic. I am sorry.
23, 18. Okay, so that first 32 should have been minus an additional 5, so that should have been 20. Oh yeah, you failed on the first one. Take your hero point back.
Okay.
Give yourself, go back to
Give
3.
yeah. Sorry, I just realized that. I'm like, wait, this says society. Shit.
So that was a 25 on the disadvantage. So yeah, you're bad. You failed. You're good. Or you're bad. Not
Yay! Could have been bad.
So you didn't critically fail, but you did manage to fail your survival check.
Good.
Which in this particular instance is a good thing.
Yay.
My mic fell, sorry. I'm just gonna leave it. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
It's fine where it's at then. Okay, so you blindfolded, listening to Khan explain mathematics that it just sounds like sounds. It doesn't even sound like words at this point. As she breathlessly explains this new mathematics she's working on, while you're fully blindfolded, reins in your hand, with this tiger running into the desert in the Shadow Realm. Whew. So after several hours of, well, maybe not, a couple of hours of this, you do eventually, the spell eventually wears off. And you are again within the desert.
To be fair, it looks like the exact same place, and Reese would not know any different.
Mm-hmm. It looks different and the same at the same time. It's swirly sand dunes. It's hot, and you're tired, and you're thirsty and hungry. What do you do?
We can kind of sit here for a little bit.
Yeah, let's rehydrate now that the sun is the highest point at this point. It's been a couple hours. It's at least 3 o'clock.
Well, I guess here's a question. Do we want to be hydrated, or would the turtle show up more readily if we're doing very poorly hydration-wise?
That's a very interesting thought. It's everything I have heard makes it sound like the desperation is the key.
The desperation, yes.
Okay.
So
perhaps you should keep walking
back.
It is. I won't pretend that this is going to be uncomfortable and sad. Do not have water all day, but I think we've got to take one for the team, as it will.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So let's say you're gonna be walking in the desert. Let's spin you around again. Let's.
Whoa!
Okay. So, spinning around while thirsty. Again, you're dizzy. With the wind blowing, it's getting disorienting, especially with not. I need everyone to make me fortitude saves.
Oh,
That's
baby.
with you're choosing not to drink water. Con, is yours working yet?
No.
Damn it! All right, fortitude.
Wait.
What?
Okay. I think it works now. I think it's not lagging anymore. So next time.
You can go ahead and give it a try.
Ooh, yay.
Since you don't know what I just rolled for you, you can go ahead. Hey, you're working.
Yeah, dog shit.
Dog shit, exactly. So Reese, you're actually doing pretty good. You're kind of like a camel. You grew up here. You're used to going without water for a while. So you're trudging up. Con though.
I'm wearing a fur coat.
You're literally wearing a fur coat in the desert.
I'm gonna put Khan on the back of the tiger again.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, you need this.
Zavid rolled a nat 20 on his fortitude save, so I'm gonna say his weekly hero point, he's gonna re-roll that. It's not a perma hero point, and he's not he rolled 2 in a row.
Oh my god.
Dice have spoken. Zavid critically saved on the thirst check.
Can I give him my weekly hero point and
Sure,
hope he does worse?
Sure, you could do that.
We get 3 in a row.
If he does, that would be amazing. Nat 12. Okay, that was better. But here, I'll show you. That was so funny. So yeah, Zavid is thirsty. tired, but not nearly as bad as Khan. He this first one he saved. Khan, you regular saved, and Reese, you regular saved. You didn't quite. None of you quite critically, which is good.
No.
But there it is. Look at that. That's bad. Two
That
nat
is
20s.
ridiculous.
So you're walking for another hour or so, and let's spin you again one more time. Okay. And one more round of fort saves at a -2, if you can, please.
All right.
Okay. I love you, but you need to suck a little bit more.
Zavid got
Now
another
we're
nat
talking.
20.
Oh.
Okay, this is
I'm not.
better.
I'm not shitting. He got 3 of them. So yeah, you two did really bad. Zavid seems energized somehow. Maybe perhaps walking through the shadow plane invigorated him, and he's just not soaking up the water as bad as you two. But the two of you are...
Zavid, can you stand in direct sunlight for like maybe half an hour?
Yeah, like
Then we'll see how good you're doing.
I know
So
my
that's
ego
what
is
he'll-
big, but come on, man. Don't
That's what
hog
he'll
all
do.
the
He'll
shade.
stand above all of you to shade the two of you, so he takes all the brunt of the heat. But seriously, I rolled 3 nat 20s for him. That's
Yeah,
insanity.
holy
That is
shit.
ridiculous.
But the two of you failed Con critically. Actually, that's you needed a 23 to critically fail. So, Con, you are. This is the thirstiest you've been in many years. You're burning up under your fur. Reese, that canteen is sounding really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with Zavid there standing, doing great, I think you need to keep moving. Because you don't see anything coming around. So let's spin everyone around one more time.
Yeah, I think Khan is gonna like cast spider climb to just like cling on to the beast,
Yeah.
to the saber-toothed cat.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. So I'll say, Con, you don't need to roll on this one. Let's get one more round of fortitude saves at a -5 there, Reese, because you're not doing good.
I'm really good at those, so I appreciate.
Zavid finally failed.
Oh my god, I failed finally.
Yes, you critically failed. It was a 23 to critically fail. So you and Khan have now both critically failed, and Zavid has failed. So that's great. So as you're trudging through this sand, the thirstiest any of you have ever been, Reese, even you are feeling the thirst and the heat. You're definitely sunburned. It's going to be bad in a couple of days. All of you are truly miserable, and Khan collapses off of the tiger.
Blech.
And
Reese just
Zavid-
goes to try to save, and he just like collapses right on.
and you collapse next to Khan, and Zavid looks at the three of you, and he tries to cast Ant Hall to pick you up, but with the heat almost entering a heat stroke, he can't quite manage the spell, and he just sits down next to the three of you as the sun beats down, and kind of go in and out, consciousness, sleep maybe. Give me perception checks in the tower, please.
Any disadvantage?
Not on this one, no.
Hey. Oh, sorry, that should have been tower, I guess.
Yeah.
That's alright. Khan, you definitely are the first one to hear it. You're not sure what it is, but you hear a wind picking up. You start to feel on your face sand pelting your eyes. It wakes you up from the strange exhaustion nap you took sitting up next to Reese up against a rock. The sand is getting in your eyes, and you can see that Reese and Zavid are both unconscious or asleep next to you with the cat near you as well, but you're the first to come to consciousness. What do you do in this moment?
Even though it hurts, I'll try to like look into where the wind is coming from.
You look around, and you see that there's sand kicking up all around you. You're sitting looking at sort of a slope up. This is somewhat mountainous deserts in this area, and coming over off the top of the hill, you see what looks to be a cloud of brown. And it rises higher and higher. As it forms, you see a massive sandstorm coming up above the horizon. You have a moment or so to respond.
Also, we're on a new map.
Will be momentarily, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the
Not
old one up just
quite
for
yet.
visual.
Yeah, I've taken you off of that old one, but yeah, leave it up for a moment. It would very soon, I'll have a new one.
Okay.
So, Khan, do you wake them up? Do you leave them unconscious? What do you do?
Wake them up! They're gonna
Okay.
get, like, even more sand in their lungs if they're unconscious.
Okay, so you kind of slap Zavid and Reese awake. Reese, you are woken to Khan slapping you in the face with her little rat claws.
Going to try those.
Get up, get up, get up!
Hey, fine. He just like sits up.
As you sit up and open your eyes, you see the massive cloud of sand coming up over the horizon. And as it peaks and crests above, you begin to see a form take shape within the sand of a beautiful elf woman's face, screaming within the wind. And as it crests over the horizon, coming towards you, steaming like a locomotive, the mouth opens wide and slams over all of you, eating you whole. And everything goes black. I'm really proud of that one. I like that art a lot.
And I'm gonna kill the moment and say, haha, you motherfucker, I'm into that thing.
I know,
And
right?
that is actually not what's going to happen. I just didn't want to ruin your moment.
Oh, thank you. Yes. But I hinted at this, the Desert Lily, back when y'all were in Ilkana Alinor's dungeon at like level 7. That's when I hinted at this. I've been waiting a long time to use this art. So, everything goes black as this massive elvish face eats you. And it's not long. Oh, I have to... Sorry, 1 second. I have to do this. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's what I need. Alright, perfect. And it's not long before you're awakened with a splash of water to the face.
Who's there?
I normally wouldn't complain. What?
You awaken laying down on some sand. It's soft. Looks like it's a well-tread path, maybe. You look around, there's fish on a line. There's a little bit of stonework here and there, some masonry, and there's what appears to be a dark-skinned halfling with splotches of lighter skin around him, and he's got round glasses, big black turban upon his head, and many robes of different colors. He puts down a jug that he had been holding, and he says,
"Oh, glad to see all of you are awake. You looked pretty bad out there. How are you feeling? Are you all right?"
We've had better days.
I'd normally be upset by water splashing me in the face, but that was like the best thing ever.
Well,
Do you have more?
we find that out in the desert, that makes people, it brings them back a little bit nicer than, shaking them like, my name is Zenbo Great Shadow. Nice to meet you all.
Nice
well-
to meet you too.
Well, we found all of you out in the desert. You seem to be in a little bit of trouble, right? You lose your way?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, we apologize for the theatrics, but we don't really like people knowing who we are, where we are. The sandstorm is mostly a ruse. It just scares people off. I would like to welcome you to the Great Manhattanus the Ancient.
Oh.
You were upon the back of a giant tortoise within the desert. We travel around and pick up lost travelers and nomads, and, well, you were looking pretty bad out there, so We, our navigator, he heard you, and we found you and picked you up.
Well, thank you. You saved us.
And as you look around, you can see that you are moving very slowly. And you can see that as you stand up, there's a leg near you, as big as a house, slamming into the stone and dragging itself forward. There's, in the center of the shell of this tortoise, is a huge orb of water that just sits there undulating in the center. You see another halfling within the orb swimming around. There's several halflings as you look around, actually. The one closest to you, she comes down. She's a darker-skinned halfling woman who wears dark blue robes and has sand swirling around her. And she walks up to you and says,
Greetings, new ones. My name is Dipsomancer Samara Moonflame. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Wherever we are on the back of the turtle.
We're Thubware. The person who would know exactly where is over there.
and he points to the eastern end of the tortoise, and you see a very handsome young halfling man who has very well done hair, and he has billowy pirate pants. He has a quiver on his back filled with with maps, and a large compass and sextant and sundial at his hips. And he's Zenmo says, "That's Finton Riverwater over there. He's our navigator. If he could tell you where we're at, I don't rightly know. What I do is I'm an empath. I felt your desperation. I could feel your emotions, so I knew where to roughly the direction. But Finton is the one who directed the tortoise to get you."
This is a pretty well-oiled machine, as it were.
Yeah, a biological machine, to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
And how's your... Give me perception checks in the tower.
You betcha. Perception.
Before I tell you about what you guys see, I have another art that's fun. It's a different view of the turtle. It is a massive desert walking tortoise with a ramshackle city built upon the back of its shell.
Dope.
Yes, thank you. Again, I've been sitting on this art for ages and ages and ages. But this is where you are, on the back of this tortoise. But that kind of checks out. Khan, you're very distracted today, especially being in this new place, having been passed out. You're thirsty. Oh, and by the way, they've given you all water, so you're able to get some water. You're under some shade, so you're good on that. No more checks or anything.
Yeah.
But Reese, as you're looking around, you see that there's a few halflings running around. There's camels at the very southern end, but one thing catches your eye. At the western end of this tortoise, standing on a wooden plank pier, looking out towards the desert, is a tall, blonde elf.
Oh, baby. Oh, boy. Yeah, Reese just, goes over to the one, she's like, "So, can you tell me about the rest of the crew?"
Oh, well, sure. I could walk you around if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Come this way, everybody. Well, like I said, my name is Zenmo.
And he's kind of walking you clockwise around here.
You've met, Samara Moonflame, which she's the Dipsomancer. She controls the sandstorm around the Great Manhattanus. That's, we've heard tell that all the sandstorms around Osirian have been getting weak lately, but because Samara's actively controlling it, ours hasn't weakened any. It's been great. We're still good and hidden within here.
And he's keep on walking and says,
This here's Finton Riverwater.
and Fenton says,
Hey, good evening there. It's nice to meet new guests. Glad we could find you. Finton, the Great Navigator. But continuing on down here, we've got, let's see, who is this? Well, and a beautiful halfling with large round glasses and clearly kind of cleric-y garb on, very modest garb, dark skin, looks at you and says, hello, my name is Soft Sun. It is always sweet to have new guests. I am a water diviner. I find water that the great turtle can drink and for us to drink. We keep a large collection in the center.
That's very clever.
Oh, did I share that?
Yep. You did.
Oh, I did? Okay, yeah. And looking in the center, you see a halfling with long, wild red hair. And Zenmo says, well, her up in there, that's Flora Honeyhill. She takes care of all of the plants inside the water sphere, and she gets it ready for the Akvo Ball games. Do you all know Akvo Ball?
No, what's that?
Roll me
to-
society checks.
Reese just goes, is that similar to like Blitzball? Public or
Public's fine, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Con, you've never heard of Akvo Ball, and Reese, you've heard of it. It's a game that's played underwater, and yes, out of character, you're right, I based it on... It's a mix of Blitzball and Quidditch.
oh my god, amazing.
And I'm gonna save it for next time, but I've actually made the game, so you're gonna, if you want, you can play Akvo Ball.
Oh my god, yes.
But I want to save it for when Shane's here.
Yes.
But I made it, so... Back in character.
Like, yeah, that's Flora Honeyhill. She takes care of the water needs. She's like a druid, I think. But down here we have all of our camels,
And you see that there are several camels that they can use for exploratory reasons. Come on. I have art, I may as well share it. Camels. But there is one that has plate armor on it. This is clearly a battle camel of some kind, but there's only one of them. It's armed to the teeth. Dual-humped Bactrian camel with plate armor, plate barding.
well, that's Gwynful. She's the war camel, but these are for when we need to get on land for food or picking up water.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he continues on, and he says,
That over there, that's Sarah Landscar. She's kind of our guardian here. She's always keeping watch, making sure that raiders don't see us, and she's able to steer us clear of civilization.
Reese just sees her and goes, "Hey, Sari!" And does it in like the most mocking, like little brother kind of way.
and her ears twitch. She kind of turns around and says, "Excuse me?"
"Hey, Sari."
And you remember that it was Sari, quite contrary.
And that, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the third one, and that's when I'll,
I see. She says,
the recognition in there.
my name is Sarah, and she's looking at you very quizzically now.
I don't know, Sari, quite contrary. I think you look like a Sari to me.
And her eyes go wide as this elf woman, beautiful, blonde. You remember Danny, has lily moonlight white skin. She was in a tower for a century. She always has the finest creams and sun lotions whenever she goes out. She wears a big hat. She always has long sleeves. She does not tan. She's white. This elf is dark. She has spent countless days in the sun. Her skin is rough from being sandblasted day in and day out for a century. The left side of her head is shaved, and the right side is down in a large chunked braid. On her left hand is a wrist boomstick, and at her hip is a single scimitar. Around her neck hangs a large metal holy symbol of Sarenrae. She looks at you and says, "How do you know that name?"
I'm rather close, one would say.
Close to what?
Reese, do you think that you're maybe coming off as a bit more, like, intimidating and threatening and not like a we are your friends kind of deal?
Let me work this. He steps closer. And he's just like, I'm your in-law. How's it going? And he just like extends his hand.
She looks at you so confused as she says,
My family died a long time ago. What are you talking about?
If my Heir is dead, then damn, I'm fucking a ghost. Cool.
She looks so confused and she says, How do you know that name?
I believe I know my
Who are
boyfriend's
you?
name.
and at this point she has kind of raised the hand rocket to you. She says,
How do you know those names?
Because I was your sister's best friend, and then I met your brother, and well, I don't know the other brother. I didn't meet him anyway. We're here for your safety and help.
I need you to roll me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
You should have opened with that.
Oh no, I know, but is that Reese?
He's not good at this, that's true. That's still not great, but she says,
My brothers and sisters died when I was a kid.
Okay, then I must have a bunch of cool ghost friends.
Who are you?
I am Prince Reese Galif, and we're friends with Queen Daniela. May or may not be dating your brother, my Heir. They're
Queen
alive.
Daniela?
Yeah.
Daniela lives?
Yes.
Oh,
she
in the
lives.
flesh.
and
She's
she looks at Yukon as she says,
Oh, how do you know Daniela? I thought she died.
and she just kind of trails off when she says that and is looking at the ground for a moment.
She's fine. She is fine and she's safe.
all of them are.
All of them are your siblings.
We've made sure of it, actually. We're just trying to
Airdrill?
make sure.
And Mythonar, they're okay?
They are. They are out of danger.
And she goes kind of pale and just flops down onto the ground and says,
So no one... What about father? Why did
Ooh.
he never come looking for me?
About that.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't there for that one, but I can get your brother on the line if you want.
What do you mean?
See this ring? Does more than just spin and look pretty. It can contact your brother. I can literally... You can see his face if you'd like.
I haven't seen him since he was a child.
Quite handsome. So, I don't mind showing him off.
Sure. So you activate your ring, and the image of Prince Mythonar Arion, muscular blonde elf, 6'9" if he's an inch, appears as a hologram within your ring, and he says,
Hey there, Reese, what's up?
Hey, so, I hate bringing impromptu family reunions on people, but hey, look at who we found!
And he looks, and he goes, Sarah Nulia?
and she says,
Mythonar. What happened to
died.
you? You're enormous. Yeah, I've been working out with the elves, I gotta... Where have you been? What's going on, Reese? You found her?
Yeah. Yeah, we got good and lost. I was thirsty, more than usual. Wink, wink. And, just, thought very lost thoughts so we could get this reunion.
Well, I'm glad you were able to. Sarah Nulia, it's so great to see you.
and she says,
I actually I go by Sarah now. The halflings, they don't know who I am. It's Sarah Landscar. everyone who lives here on the Great Manhattanus, when you're saved, there's a tradition that we drink an herbal wine, and whatever you see is you take as your new name. It's a silly tradition, but it's one I took in a long time ago. And Mythonar says, "That's incredible that you were found. I never thought I'd see you again, Sarah and Sarah." And they both look very wistful at each other because they've literally not seen each other in a century.
Mhm.
They thought they were dead. And she says to him, "Do you remember the day when Mother went missing?" "Not very well. I was just a boy." "Well, I thought that they'd torn all of you from limb to limb from limb. I got taken away and I had to escape on a boat. I got lost in the deserts. I was starving and dying of thirst, and, well, as I'm sure you know, the turtle found me. I've been here helping lost nomads ever since." "But how did you all find me? What is going on? Why are you here?" And she's like looking desperately at anyone for answers.
Is there a more, a quiet little spot of the delta that we can talk around?
Yeah, there's I'd prefer the more private place.
"Oh yes, of course. There are rooms in the different areas all about the turtle. There are multiple tiers. It's very hard to see from your current vantage point, but there are several tiers and layers to this area, so you could definitely find a good place to go."
How did you know that I could exclusively see the world in a bird's eye view?
Just a hunch.
I've got one of those faces, huh?
Mm. Yeah, so you're able to find somewhere much more private. Again, I don't have one on this specific map, but there are plenty of layers to the city built on the Tortoise. It goes up quite high. So you're able to find a good place.
Okay. Cool. Okay, once when we find a more private place. Okay, so you know how, like, you have your own secret life here that they don't know about?
Yeah.
There's a little bit more to everything else as you've figured out. My brother here, we rescued him from this camp. Saw him and fell in love with him immediately. Like, damn, he's so handsome. Danny and I were best friends growing up when your father put her away in a tower and locked her up for
what?
like... Oh yeah, he locked her up for many years. Like 50 to 100. I don't know, I'm an elf, so I lose track of time.
Why did he do such a thing?
To protect her. Kind of similar to my dad, except not as much of a dick as my dad.
How is it possible he had her locked in a tower for a century if he was human?
Oh.
The wagon sickness, I'm afraid.
I've heard of stories of that. That's not a good way to go. But he's dead now and Danny's queen?
Yeah. Yeah, for years.
And it's Danny now.
Yeah, it's Danny. I used to visit her because I was raised by goblins, well, so I thought. Anyway, and I was looking for some treasure, and they directed me to this map with an X on it of this treasure trove, and I didn't find a treasure of shiny things. I found Danny, and then we kind of had an on and off friendship thing for like years. I disappear, then come back, disappear, come back. It was great, but I didn't realize who she really was until later on, and she's doing great now, and she's out of the tower.
Well, she was fourth in line for the throne of Druma, but I guess she skipped a little.
A little bit, but I think she's doing fine. Druma's a better place with her rather than your father, who I hear was quite sick, so... Con, is there anything that I need to brief on? You guys were there a little... Oh, the conjunction!
Oh yeah, that's important
The what?
world chatling event.
Yeah.
That little thing. Do you want the pamphlet?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What's going on? This conjunction?
The planets aligning. They do weird things, like make you hyper focus on your projects, for instance.
Or sometimes hate your friends if they're not a religion that you jive with.
We've noticed some strange goings on. More intense hallucinations when we drink the pesh wine, and other sandstorms have gotten a lot weaker. We haven't had to deal with near as many air elementals and sand elementals out in the desert.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
Really a big pain.
We
Oh, yeah,
conveniently have all of the
we have
answers
all
to your
here.
questions in this tiny pamphlet.
If you press this button, there's a really cool narration to it too. Like it's really interactive. We've gone up in value with these because it's a lot to
Absolutely.
read.
And without having to go through every single detail,
Thank you.
you are able to tell Serenulia about the upcoming conjunction and how all of the planets are coming into alignment and how each one has its own effect that it makes on the world. And they've noticed lots of these weird things happening. And with the coming conjunction, and you explained the key to Rovagug's prison is deep within her blood, and you I assume you tell her everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
there's no point in
everything.
keeping secrets.
Yes, no point in keeping secrets, so we don't need to RP all of it, but yeah, you
Thank
tell her
you.
everything. The key is the knowledge of how to open Rovagug's prison, and that information is literally encoded within her blood. And actually, I wrote it down, I got the backtronym. Zavid had found it within that book from the Cogito Machinus. He learned about blood science, which was called the gyroscopic guaninated nucleic oxygenated macromolecular enzymes, or the genome.
I forgot.
Fucking hate
I forgot
you
the
still for
specifics of the
that.
acronym.
I didn't tell it last time. I made the backtronym since. But
Thank you for
yes, you've learned that the key is literally split into 4 pieces within the blood of the Arion siblings, and that they definitely have Eridrills. They might have Mythanars. They maybe have Danny's, and they probably don't have Serenulias. So she needs to be the most protected.
Yeah.
End of the world, that's a lot to take in.
Calabummer, am I right?
Like imagine
Right.
going to your old bestie's coronation and then get that dropped on you. You got it easy, actually.
Yeah. Quite literally. Literally.
Literally
it was a
dropped.
meteor shower. I almost got hit by a meteor. It
Yeah.
fell out of the sky.
And
A meteor hit Monhatnus a month or 2 ago.
what?
Yeah, these weird like crab things came out, and I was
Oh,
able
yeah.
to shoot them from the top of the towers, and we took care of them and these weird bat things. But that's happening in other places.
Oh yeah, big time. They're pretty they're not that dangerous, honestly. You just need the right druid to
But
direct
still,
them.
I mean, you must be very strong to be able to take care of them yourself.
Not to brag, but I'm kind of a crack shot with this.
And she holds up her wrist, and I'll show the picture again in case anyone had it closed. She's got this device on her wrist that almost looks like the Yu-Gi-Oh card thing, but there's a big hole at the end, and it is a boomstick. It's a gun. I'll tell you, out of character, Serenulia is a paladin gunslinger.
Oh fuck
Yeah.
yeah!
Let's go!
I've built her out, and she's fucking awesome. She's a paladin gunslinger. So yeah, you can see in the image she's got a big long khopesh at her, or not a khopesh. It's like a short sword or scimitar at her hip, and she has a gun on her hand. And she says,
Well, when I escaped from the cult members that stole me from our
"Let me rewind. Let me rewind."
Cult members? Wait, hold on.
when I disappeared, we were on a pilgrimage. Mom had taken us a couple of times. Mythanar, do you remember? Oh, I guess a little. I remember when we were taken, but I don't remember the specifics. What was going on with that? And
Serenulia starts to explain.
Mother had this great devotion to Sarenrae. She was a priestess, and every few years we would go on a pilgrimage to the Everlight Oasis. It's way far away to the southeast, and I only really remember the last one. It was the last few times we went, it was me, and every time I had a new brother, we would take the brother on the pilgrimage when they were about 2. But the one I really remember is when we took Danny. We got all the way over there. It's a many-week trip. And when we got to the Temple of the Everlight, Mother and Grandmother did the strangest thing. They did this magical spell or something. I don't really understand magic much anymore, but I remember Danny was born with brown eyes. But then, when they were done with this spell, they looked like mine and Eredril's and Mythanar's. She never told us what it was for. Do you think it had something to do with this
Yes.
key?
Oh, yes. I think that's part of unlocking something, because all of you guys have the same colored eyes. It's rather, that's the first thing with Mythanar I noticed, is his eyes looked exactly like Danny's, and I thought it was just coincidence.
I don't think that's the first thing you noticed, Reese.
Okay, it's not the first
It's like
thing.
the fourth thing you noticed.
It's the fourth thing I noticed, but it stood out, and I'm not going to say that isn't the only thing that stood out to me either, but let's be real. Anyway.
If you zoom in on that picture of Sarah Nulia at her eye, you can actually see it.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to do that. Right there.
Mhm.
But, no, it's one of those things that all of you have. You all have the light hair. Maybe that's genetic, I don't know, but your eye color is all oddly the same. And I've never seen anyone outside of Danny with those eyes, and then when I saw Mythanar, it was very...
And Eredril. You met him before you met Mythanar.
I didn't meet Eredril
You
at
met
all.
him at the coronation, or at least you saw him at coronation.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
You were within 30 feet of him. You didn't interact, but you were within 30 feet of him.
Okay, cool.
I can show him as well, since I've shown the other sibling. And I'll show Danny, too. For anyone in the audience who doesn't know who in the hell we're talking about, Danny, Queen Danny, is our friend in real life, Ash, who was a previous PC in this game. She moved far, far away and had to pull out, but she is still a very important NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you zoom in on her eyes, you can see that they are a lilac color. That is the current Queen of Druma. And then Aerodrill, who is the other brother. He is the younger of the two brothers. He had become a tiefling due to a century of torment and torture at the hands of Ilkana Alinor, the White Mother. He is imbued with demon powers and demon blood. But these are Danny and Eredril. And they all have the same exact bright, glowing, lilac-colored eyes. But the grandmother does not. You met her at coronation as well.
Yeah, so between vaguely seeing your youngest brother and then meeting everyone else, it's an odd trait to have, and now this makes a lot of sense.
I never
Actually.
understood where this eye color came from. I remembered Mother and Grandmother never had it, and Eredil and Mythanar did, but Danny didn't at first. It all makes sense now.
Your grandmother is something powerful,
She must be.
but she's with Danny right now. I don't know where in the universe they are. We can't really figure that one out.
Actually, you do know. Are you
Really?
lying to her, or do you just not remember that?
I don't remember that we know where
Okay.
they exactly are,
I
because I
gotcha.
don't know if Savid relayed anything to us.
He did. Him and Amanda figured out that they are on Castrovel the Green.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not gonna lie about that then.
Okay, cool.
Reverse time,
That-
like,
yeah.
they're
That's why I
on
asked.
another planet right now. I think it's Castrovel? It's an elf planet. It's pretty cool.
There's an elf planet.
Yeah,
And there, I'll show you again. It's one to the left of Galarian, second planet.
yeah, complete elf planet.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea till recently either. And they're doing something. I don't know. It's your grandmother's business, but right now Danny's safe. She has her bodyguard Demirius with her, and they're safe. Mythanar's looking over Druma as far as things go. How are things in Druma, Mythanar?
Oh, shape. We've gotten a lot of reports of those brain creatures, but you know that woodchuck guy or whatever he is, Robert Mound upon Mountain or whatever. Yeah, he's come by. He's been telling us that they've been finding a lot of those crab creatures, and they've been collecting them and pulling them away from the cities.
And I'm not sure what Aerodrill's up to, but
He's also with Danny.
is he?
Mhm.
Okay. And Aerodrill's with Danny as well, so your family is together and safe, pretty
That's
much.
amazing.
Yeah.
I never thought any of them would be alive today. I thought I was the only one left. And I knew someone was looking for me for something, but so I just hid.
Yeah.
Decided
Can
it would
you
stay
can you
better
say
to help.
more about the cultists that you escaped from?
Yeah.
Well, sure. I'll tell you what I remember.
And she tells you a story about how, and I won't do it in character because I'll just get it quickly. This is a story you've heard before from different perspectives. You've heard from Demirius's perspective. You've heard it from the perspective of the Demirius's mentor, whose name escapes me, the guy who coronated Danny. But she tells you this story of going on a long pilgrimage, and after the ritual was completed, on the way back, they were taken upon by all sides by different groups all at once that seems to have a lot of collaboration. Sure, that works. Aerodrill was stolen by Urgathoa priests, and one of them was actually their mother's handmaiden, essentially, who her name was Ilkana Alanor. The queen's handmaiden is the one who stole away her son Aerodrill and tortured him for 100 years. So Ceranulia tells you about the treachery of Ilkana, and that how, Mythanar was taken by the Lamashtu cult. It was very bestial people who rode on jackals, big, large, rabid jackals, and they stole him away, and she never knew to where, but you knew that eventually he made his way to the Orc lands. Ceranulia, however, was taken by cultists who were all in black. And as they were traveling, she was blindfolded, and they, through just listening to what they had to say, she found out that they were worshippers of Nyarlathotep. And she was, in her youth, a practicing wizard. She was attempting to wizard school, and she was able to escape their clutches with a couple of clever invisibility spell and then a charm of negate aroma, and she had like a scroll here, a wand there. She had just little tricks, and she was able to escape from them, steal a kayak, and I'll show you where she made it. She'll even show you on a map here. The Everlight Oasis is... this map doesn't go far enough. So actually, let me close that. That map isn't quite... Galarian. Come on, Fantasy Grounds. I know you can go faster than that. There we are. This is a fun map. There we go. Share. Okay, so Zavid has this map. It's a gigantic map of Galarian that he took from, I think, Ilkana. And Ceranulia is pointing things out to you. And the Everlight Oasis is over here to the east, that black circle I just made. She's telling you how they were taking her to... Oh, sorry, wrong way. They were taking her to the northwest originally, like this, but she managed to escape their clutches and through these mountains get to this coast here. She found a kayak, and during a storm was out in here for weeks, but eventually hit land within the jungles over here to the west past the Obari, wandered around those mountains for a while, and ended up lost and thirsty in Assyrian, and that's where she was picked up by the Tortoise. But that's all she can really remember.
Gotcha.
Well, I wish that I could say that, sounds scary and unfamiliar, but that seems to be the case for you and the rest of your siblings. Cultists. Well, outside of Danny, Danny's... Your father is was kind of mad, but he did protect her from literally everything from being kidnapped. That's why we know her blood is still pretty safe.
At least he kept her safe, I guess. That's something.
Yeah. Do you know if they've taken any of yours?
Not that I know of. I've been on the back of Manhattanus here for a long time.
Okay. You're able to escape before they did any.
Hopefully.
Yours maybe is maybe as Mythonar. No offense, son.
Well, none taken. I've spilled a lot of blood up in the Orkland, so it's entirely possible they picked some up.
So, yeah. That's, I think, as much as we know.
So what's next? Do we need to go somewhere or do something?
Ceranulia asks.
I mean, the plus side is we've met you, we can get in contact with you, because David has this, like, cool sending power. Right now, all of you not being near each other is actually kind of helping in this case, because if you all are near each other, it'll be easier for the ones who still want your blood, if they haven't gotten it, find you. And
I see.
Whatever it is unlocking things with your blood. We're still not completely sure on how the key works, but we understand that the science behind it is kind of confusing.
All science is confusing. I loved it as a child, but, you know, ever since I got here, I haven't been able to study much. All I had was, this here.
And I have a note on my phone. This is how recently I made this note to myself. She pulls out a book. Like, you're in kind of her quarters. She pulls out a really old book from kind of the back of her bookshelf, and
She says, "This was my spell book from when I was a kid. My grandmother gave it to me. And, you know, maybe this could help."
and she hands it over, and it's open. And on the front page is written in a weird scribbly bubble script, something that looks somewhat familiar. Give me a society check in the tower, either of you.
Yeah.
Society. Go to my skills chat. If Khan gets this and I don't, that's gonna be hilarious.
That'd be funny as hell. You rolled
I've
pretty
got too
high,
many
Reese, but let's
things in
see.
the way.
There's always a nat 20, but you rolled pretty high there, Reese.
Society. This tower.
Actually, you both rolled natural 17s, but Reese's modifier is just so much higher.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to say, since both of you rolled a nat 17, you recognize immediately from the Temple of the Masked Pharaoh, where you just were, Jetrieti the First, there was a stone that had 3 languages on it, and it said the same thing in all 3 languages. It was in ancient Assyriani, and then it was in Aslanti, and then a third one none of you recognized. And you used the shade of Amanda to remember that it was in a Proto-Elvish, some ancient Elvish that's like the progenitor of Elvish. That's what this is. It's written in the same tongue.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is helpful, but she gave me this when I was a kid, and I've never been able to figure out what it means.
Maybe we can work through it. Does
I
that make
know at
sense?
least I can help piece together at least one of those.
Okay. Yeah, you did. I believe it was Zavid got a rubbing of that stone in the pyramid. So I do this on purpose. I gave you a literal Rosetta Stone.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
did.
it was in 3 languages, like the Rosetta Stone. So I'm just going to let take those natural 17 society, because that's literally what deciphering language is for, or society is for. It's deciphering language is one of them. So using this rubbing, you can kind of translate from the Proto-Elvish into ancient Assyriani, translate that into modern Assyriani, and then translate that into Common. It's a very long, painstaking process, but you do realize that it is not only Proto-Assyriani, but she says within it, "My dearest Saranulia, your powers are greater than you will ever know. Never stop reading, never stop learning, for the stars depend on you. Your loving grandmother, Queen of Castravel, Talandia Adasaril."
Oh, my heart.
And you realize that not only is this Proto-Elvish, this language is Castraveli. It is the original language of the elves, from the planet of the elves, Castraveli. Yep.
I don't know what to do with this. Oh, wow.
Reese does.
Hmm.
But, you know.
That's amazing. I can't believe you know how to read this. I've spent 100 years trying to figure it out.
Well, you luckily have the rightful blood elf with the kidnappings of Jin to know so much. So.
Well, thanks Sarah and Ray for small blessings, I guess. This is kind of a lot to take in.
Understandably, I think that we may just have, like, turned your entire world kind of on its head in the course of, like, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I've learned more in the last half hour than I've learned in a century.
You know, that's why I went in very, fun at first, because I don't know how to drop that kind of information other than to be a smartass about it, but that's how I handle my trauma.
Hey, everyone handles trauma in certain ways. I know how I handle mine. What do y'all say we drink tonight?
Please.
Sounds like a plan.
My friend, I'm gonna have to let you go, and I'm gonna drink with your sister. I swear I will not do anything.
Alright, let me know how it goes, yeah?
Yeah.
Take good care of her.
I will. Mwah.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
And he disappears.
That ring is the best fucking idea I have had.
It was good. It was good. It's very clever. So you were down there for a while, starting to get on in the day. There we go. Perfect. I've made it kind of dark on the turtle. So it's getting late, and one of them has made a, let's see, do I have a campfire asset? I do! Right there. So, there it is. Oh, that's the wrong one. Damn. Give me the one with fire on it. Campfire. There, woo, it's huge.
Yeah, we're burning alive!
No, not 23, 3 pixels. There we are, 3 squares wide. That's even too big still. There we go, 2 squares wide. So the druid Flora Honeyhill has made a campfire for everyone. They're cooking smoked fish over it. Everyone has been somewhat gathered around. It's the evening. The turtle has come to a stop. It's found a couple of palm trees that it can sort of nosh on.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go. And Saranulia says to all of you as you're kind of eating and drinking, she says,
Well, we're always glad to have new people here.
and she's kind of like, she told you earlier to not tell the halflings about basically anything you told her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the stuff about her being a princess of Druma. She
Yeah.
was like, but she says to you all,
Well, I don't know if you want to participate, but it's a tradition on the Great Manhattanus to drink some of this.
and she holds up a bottle or a big jug just a clay jug. And she says, "It's Pesh wine. I don't know. Do you want to roll society to see if you know what Pesh is?
Yeah.
Yeah, throw that in the tower for me."
Do I reach out and touch Faith with it? I swear, if I got another one of your fucking jokes without trying.
Actually, that wasn't a purposeful joke. So, you've heard of Pesh. It is sometimes sold as a drug in its synthesized pure form, but you've also heard of Pesh wine, which is sort of an infused wine that has that's made of Pesh berries, so it's not as addicting or pure as like the Pesh you would find on the streets of Avestan, but it's definitely a strong hallucinogenic and a euphoric drug.
Mhm.
Sort of like when people used to put cocaine in wine.
Reese takes them.
I'll try it.
Before anything, Reese gives us a little lowdown because, you know, Khan is already kind of caffeinated and everything and is coming down from things. The hallucinations
It's true.
and everything. I'm just like, you might want to sip this gently and slowly. Sometimes, you can take some and it's a little too strong than you think. And then you have hallucinations and you cry because you're so happy. It'll happen maybe, but just you're with us. Everything's fine. We'll walk you through anything if you see anything weird.
Just remember, I'm an empath, so I'll guide you through everything.
Should be fine. I work in a lab with dangerous chemicals and hallucinogens, poisons. There's nothing that I cannot handle. It might not even affect me. Who knows? Maybe I'm immune. Give it here.
How much do you drink? Like, are you being ballsy and you got a point to prove, or are you just gonna have the one?
Well, I've kind of talked myself into a corner, so of course I have to go balls to the wall.
Great. Give me a fortitude save at -4.
Awesome.
And Reese, how about you? Do you just have like one glass? What do you do?
Reese is gonna not be on the level of Khan.
That was still really high. So, Khan, you were able to gut this stuff 2-3 glasses back to back, just keeping eye contact the whole time. Just, what now? What now? What now? And I think that because Khan gutted, how many are you drinking? How many glasses?
All of 3.
3 glasses of Pesh
3
wine.
glasses, because you mimed
Wonderful.
3, so she'll have 3.
Cool, works for me. So, I'm gonna do your first. You kicks in quicker. As you sit back near the campfire, taking in the clear view of the stars above you, thoughts slowly begin to whirl within your mind. Numbers, runes, equations, sigils, formulae, studied separate, but all part of a greater whole. Every word whispered from Pipette since your first meeting becomes a cacophonous shout in your mind. The stars in the sky dance and sway as they form themselves into calculations and designs, celestial, divine, and magnificent. As you grip your seat, hoping to not float away, her face is wobbly and distorted. But Pipette comes out of your cloak, and she begins to speak next to you. She says, "I hope you're enjoying yourself. That cactus is quite rare, and the wine from its juice is rarer still."
Yeah, I told you there wasn't anything I couldn't handle.
Of course. It's said to be truly mind-opening, allowing one to accept and learn more easily. Your progress has been astounding these short weeks, but there is so much more. The coming war will require every advantage we have. Though I am counted amongst the gods, I have not the strength of Gorum, the magic of Nethys, nor the zealous followers of Sarenrae. But what I do have is stolen knowledge. Centuries of thieves, stealing books, scrolls, and wands for me to eat has given me boundless secrets. I believe that you are ready.
Well, how much?
Pipette stands upon her 2 hind legs and gently places a single paw on your forehead. In a flash, the whirling arcane runes and mathematical sigils and equations rush into your eyes. Your vision suddenly clears. The vision clears. There we go. Your vision suddenly clears, and a calm understanding overtakes you as you suddenly realize that not only do you now have access to 6th level spells, you know how to build the mole machine.
Yes!
Look at you go.
Everything makes sense. The math, it works. The design is brilliant. You can modify it any way you'd like. You can make the M0L3 boring bot mole mech.
Question.
Hmm.
Has, like, when Khan was absolutely tripping balls, did Pipette physically stand out and did everyone watch, like, that odd communion take place? Or did Pipette just kind of chill out in the cloak?
Basically, what they saw was you gripping onto your lawn chair, like trying to not fly into the sky, and everyone knew you were tripping balls. And basically what everyone else would have seen, and Reese, you would have heard Pipette speaking. You've heard it before, but she was kind of speaking in very hushed tones, pretty much only to Khan. So only if you were listening very closely, sitting right next to her, you would have heard her. But
I wanna know if I'm
what
doing
everyone
my
would
own
have
shit.
Sure. What everyone would have seen would have been very much like a cat that doesn't understand why its owner is tripping balls. Kind of, Pipette came out of your cloak, sat on your lap for a moment, and during the conversation just sat up on her hind legs and just booped your forehead, and then you kind of, you went into hyperdrive, and then she curled back up into your lap.
Oh.
And she says...
yes, a state of incredible suggestibility.
Then when you finally come back to a little bit more, she says, "Go with your friends. Travel to the far north, off the coast of the land of the Linorm Kings, to the iron-bound archipelago. Therein lies the mordant spire, where your friends Reese and Adelina call home. This spire is the site of my apotheosis, where I feasted upon the flesh of the dead god Akavna. This you know.
I
However, in my den, I left a small piece for later. I believe that if you were to eat her last morsel, you would be able to understand my greatest teachings of all."
Han just kind of dwells on that for a little bit.
I think that's a good place to pull away from Khan for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As you are considering eating a dead god.
Zavid would
What
be
else is
so
new?
mad.
Mhm.
Like, I get the easy way to apotheosis, and he would have to go through, like, the trial of gods.
And you get the easy way of becoming like freaking witchy too. Like you
I should clarify that only the first to feast upon that god gives godhood. So it won't
Gotcha.
give you godhood, but it'll give you power,
Mm-hmm.
just not godhood.
Yeah, but I will say Khan is speed running, becoming power mad over here.
Yes. And I'll say out of character, Shane/Zavid called it. Pipette is, for lack of a I hate this word these days, but for lack of a better word, Pipette is grooming Khan to be a godslayer.
Yeah.
I don't like that word, but it's fitting in this.
Yeah.
The
No,
correct
that's
usage of the
guiding,
word is fitting.
perhaps.
Guiding.
Guiding.
Yes, guiding is a much better word. Thank you.
Yes.
Pipette is very much guiding Khan to be a godslayer. Shane definitely called it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Got those vibes.
So, Reese, what you see is Khan is tripping out. You've seen people on drugs before. You understand what's happening. Khan is not here. If you went to go speak to Khan, you could wave your hand in front of her face. There'd
She
be
wouldn't
nothing.
leave, yeah.
No. And it's kind of funny. And you're talking with Zavid, talking with Saranulia, making friends with these halflings. And eventually... there we go. Eventually, as you sit back and you chat with your new halfling friends, you begin to relax. Every joke is funnier than it should be, and the fire dances and plays before you. With your hands behind your head, your feet kicked up, you begin to lose yourself within the fire. It gyrates and wiggles rhythmically to the beat of the music the halflings are playing on their flutes and drums. After Perhaps 2 minutes? Perhaps an hour? It's difficult to tell. A pattern begins to emerge within the flame, solidifying slowly, congealing and coalescing into a familiar form. Spiked red armor, curled black horns, long sharp ears. Writhing within the quickly color-changing blaze forms the image of Balag Makar, your adopted Afriti father.
Oh, either you learned a new trick or I'm thinking way too hard. And I have daddy issues that are way beyond my can.
It's good to see you too, Reese.
Yeah. What's up? Found the sister.
Well
Girl.
done. Congratulations are in order, it would seem. You grow stronger by the day, as do I within my home realm. The flames invigorate me after millennia of sloth upon Ma'at's throne. I am proud to see how far you have come, but there is much further to go still. Your land trek has familiarized you with cultures far and wide. You take them like the chameleon takes to the canopy. If you and your friends truly are to unite the world for the coming battle, you will need far more allies still. I cannot aid with the strength of my arm while I am away, but I can aid with the wisdom of my age. For 8,000 years I sat upon the throne. Within my throne room I heard countless tongues and dialects, most long since dead. To you, my son, I gift you language and cultural understanding. And in a flash of fire in your eyes, you gain the linguist dedication and 6 new languages.
Yeah, I know what I'm gonna pick. At least for some of them.
At least for some of them. Yeah, we discussed this ahead of time a little bit. But
I was just seeing the delivery of.
So, you are flooded with this understanding of languages. Old, new, dead, ancient, common. It's disorienting at first, due to having all of these languages floating in your brain simultaneously. He says to you, "There is more you should know. From my home within the elemental plane of fire, my attunement to the heat of Golarion is magnified. I have felt something concerning. There is a hole far to the north. There is an exodus of sorts, an emigration of heat from out of your world. I am concerned what is taking place here, as well you should be too. For the heat void is near the home of you, your sister Adelina, and your mother Leilani. Something is happening at the Mordant Spire. Your mother is in clear danger, this I know. But from what? Sadly, I do not. When you can, take your friends to the far north, west of the lands of the Linorm kings. Seek out Ash the Red-Haired. He will guide you further."
And Reese is like still kind of like high, but thinking about the conjunction, it's like, is there a planet that might be affecting that?
Affecting what precisely?
Well, you said it's the heat and everything, and it's drawing nearer. I know
It
that's not normal.
I am unsure of what this could be. All I know is that the heat of the area is quickly leaving. There is a rift, perhaps. I do not know.
But I've remembered that after. And he takes another sip. Yeah.
Enjoy that while you can. We do not have much time to sit on our laurels.
No, we don't. Is there anything else I need to know? Anything like that
Know
you
that I am
found?
with you. Know that I will be there at the final battle when you have needed. Great need. And know that I am proud.
That with me.
Go now, and be safe. And the flames dance and flicker, and they die back down into the regular form of the campfire again, as you begin to watch your hand in the night sky. I think this is a great place for us to stop for the week since we don't have Shay
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So we hope everyone will join us hopefully next week when we will see what happened. You finally found Sarah Nulia Arion. Y'all have leveled to level 15. Hurrah! So if you want, after the call, we can get you guys leveled up,
Yeah.
and we'll get that taken care of. Thanks everyone so much for joining us. We hope you'll be with us next time when we go forward from here. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.